en cuestión ofensiva sobre todo. Eh, Tú vienes de una lesión, ¿cómo te has sentido con respecto a cómo está trabajando el equipo, sobre todo ya en en este nuevo lado que el equipo ha mejorado, que es el ataque?
So another tough result, obviously, but the team is getting better, especially in the offense, scoring goals. You're coming back from an injury. How are you feeling that the team is meshing together after this kind of like uphill climb?
Sí, hemos mejorado durante todos estos partidos, pero es cierto que te queda una sensación de que todavía no es suficiente. Es triste seguir perdiendo partidos, yo voy a ser sincera, no es agradable. Tratamos de, sobre todo, yo creo que hay que mejorar tanto defensivamente como en ataque, porque creamos pocas opciones reales de gol y creo que no hacemos daño a los equipos, entonces todavía nos queda esa parte de poder crear más ocasiones y sobre todo que sean oportunidad de gol, que muchas veces no lo son.
Yes, we keep getting better over these last few matches, but we obviously get the sensation that we're still nowhere near where we can be. And it's obviously not enjoyable to lose matches, and we're not getting real opportunities, clear opportunities in front of goal, and we're not causing any damage to the teams that we're playing. So just getting more clear-cut opportunities to be able to keep improving.
El equipo, sobre todo, a pesar de los problemas en cancha, también tiene problemas fuera de ella, como son las lesiones. ¿Qué es lo que ha hablado quizás Jimmy con ustedes sobre ese aspecto? O tú, ¿qué es lo que has hablado también con tus compañeras que han estado lesionadas con respecto a la forma de jugar? ¿O qué es lo que esperan en cuanto a las jugadoras lleguen a recuperarse?
So obviously, just with the problems on the pitch that the team is kind of experiencing at the moment, you have the problems off the pitch with injuries. What's the conversation been like with Jimmy, like you coming back from injury, the way you guys are playing, and what's the hope when the players get back?
Sí, hemos tenido la mala fortuna de muchísimas lesiones y que eso también pues no ha ayudado al equipo a que estemos por completo y poder trabajar de manera adecuada con todas las futbolistas. Es cierto que cuando pasan estas cosas piensas que mala suerte, pero al final cuando son tantas hay que seguir mirando qué está pasando. Ahora mismo cada vez estamos volviendo más jugadoras, es lo bueno. En mi caso, pues bueno, tuve una pequeña rotura del gemelo y pude recuperarme rápido. Hay otras jugadoras que también y esperemos que cuanto antes vuelvan al campo, en este caso Paige, que nos hace muchísima falta, y jugadoras de ataque.
Obviously, it's no secret that we're kind of struggling with the offense, which obviously has not helped us in any way. But obviously, getting those players back is going to allow us to adequately have the whole squad together, keep playing. Getting Paige back soon. Thankfully, mine was just a little tweak, so I was able to get back pretty quickly. But yeah, getting more players back every week will be very helpful.
Una última, te encontraste hoy con una ex compañera del Real Madrid como Yane, hablaste con ella, qué fue lo que te dijo y sobre todo eh, qué se han compartido ustedes sobre su nueva experiencia aquí en Estados Unidos.
You came across a former Real Madrid teammate. What did she say? What did you guys talk about? How have you guys talked about your experiences here in the NWSL?
Sí, Ollane es muy amiga mía ya de hace mucho tiempo, compartimos muchas cosas. Cuando estaba en el Real Madrid seguíamos hablando y ahora que tiene la oportunidad de estar aquí y vivir esta experiencia, pues estoy muy feliz por ella. Además está súper contenta, se ha adaptado muy bien y bueno, se va a quedar unos días conmigo, así que podremos disfrutar de estar juntas y nada, estamos muy contentas las dos. Y es cierto que hablamos mucho de que ya me decía que se nota pues que tenemos mejor juego táctico y al final como somos varias españolas se nota en ese aspecto que somos algo más técnicas y hay un contraste muy bueno de físico con gente de aquí y también técnico con gente de fuera.
Yeah, she's been my friend for a super long time from back away in Real Madrid. She'll be staying with me here for a few days. But yeah, we just kind of talked about the technicality and the physicality of the league and just how we have a few Spanish players on the team and how you can tell that our tactics and our technicality has really been showing.
Claudia, buenas noches.
Hola.
Buena reacción después del primer gol, casi 12 minutos después, con asistencia tuya. ¿Qué pasó y por qué no hubo la misma reacción después? Bueno, el segundo gol fue a los 37, el tercero a los 38. ¿Por qué no hubo esa misma reacción después de los dos goles de Orlando?
Obviously, a good reaction after the first Orlando goal, equalizing after 12 minutes from a good pass from Claudia. Why do you think there wasn't that same reaction after the second, third goal, which happened in the 37th and the 38th?
Para mí, concentración. Hay un momento del partido que individualmente perdemos la concentración y realmente los goles vienen por errores nuestros, fallo de pase o pérdidas de balones que no se deben de perder y transiciones. Y sabíamos que Banda es una jugadora de las más rápidas de la liga y que coge el balón y aunque intente chocar con ella es imposible. Así que sí, considero que ha sido un partido de errores y que si intentamos pulir esas cosas, pues no tendremos tanto problema para ganar los partidos.
For me, it was concentration. Everyone kind of had an individual collapse of concentration that led to those two goals. It was just errors off that were giving them the goals, whether it's a short pass or losing balls that we shouldn't be losing and having to recover in transition. We obviously knew coming into the match that Banda was one of the fastest forwards in the league. So even trying to get a bump on her is almost impossible. But we just have to kind of keep going.
¿Crees que también hay un poco el tema emocional que después de ir perdiendo por unos goles, crees que el equipo se cae emocionalmente y no puede salir de ese hoyo, por así decirlo?
Do you think that there's an emotional aspect on that? Once your team goes down multiple goals, do you think that the emotion of being down multiple goals kind of plays into the factor of not being able to get back in the game?
Sí, puede ser realmente que cuando llevas una racha que no ganas partidos y que al final lo intentas, el equipo está junto, tenemos un grupo increíble y al final pues luchas y pasan esos errores y son un 1-3, pues es cierto que anímicamente afecta y bueno, hay que seguir trabajando, seguir esforzándonos para que eso no suceda y la segunda parte por lo menos ha habido también pues parte defensiva mucho mejor y más corazón.
Yes, and obviously we have a very good group, thankfully, that we kind of just lean on each other, but it is discouraging to just push and kind of make those mistakes and concede those goals. Thankfully, the second half we looked much better, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Hello.
Hello.
We've seen Brecken score 2 goals in the last a goal in the last 2 matches. What are you seeing in Brecken's development week to week? How are you seeing her come along as a player?
Brecken ha anotado goles ya en el partido anterior y luego el partido de anoche. ¿Cómo tú ves que vaya procesando Brecken durante esta temporada?
Sí, Brecken lleva 2 partidos muy buenos, la confianza al final hace que la jugadora esté mucho mejor y nos da mucho al espacio. Es cierto que la segunda parte el equipo contrario se ha metido atrás y no había ese espacio para lanzar balones como queríamos y eso nos ha afectado. Entonces es cierto que Brecken nos está dando mucho, pues cuando tenemos balón libre que ella puede correr al espacio y justo esa situación pues lo ha buscado muy bien y encima está definiendo a la perfección, así que espero que siga así, estamos contentas por ello.
Yeah, Brecken has obviously given us a lot in space in the attack. You kind of saw that in the first half, but Orlando kind of sat back a little bit more, and there wasn't that space to run into. But we're just super happy for her. She's been super clinical in front of the goal.
Thank you so much.
Brecken, congratulations on the goal again this evening.
Thank you.
Where is your confidence level at this point with back-to-back games with beautiful goals?
I don't know. My confidence is in my team, honestly. Like, they're the reason why I was able to score both those. So I take no credit. I give all glory to the man above and just how much work and effort my team put into this game.
The first one was on the road, though. This one was at home, in your hometown, too. Did it feel a little extra special tonight?
A little bit. I was kind of sad that the goal was out of town last week, but I'm really grateful that I was able to score this game just in front of, like, my family, my mom, my brothers, grandma, all that.
And then you almost had another one, like on almost the exact same play a few minutes before that. I think you sent it a bit wide. Do you kind of wish you could get that one back, could have had a brace tonight?
Yeah, I do, but, can't go back in time and change it, unfortunately.
And then just in general on tonight's match, I guess going against a player like Banda, that's such a fierce offensive player. What's it like to, I guess, watch her score goals and then have to, play against her and, defend her as well?
Oh, man, she's amazing. She has such a great talent, and I wish she could just share a little bit of her speed with me, but it's okay. She's a great player, great to watch her. She's setting the tone for the next generation.
Just following up on that a little bit, Brecken, your defensive responsibilities seem like they've been going up quite a bit. You've been settling into kind of your defending from the front, I guess, during this current 2-goal hot streak. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like that's helped you become a better goal scorer, being able to kind of be that well-rounded player, or, offense, defense, transition, like that kind of thing?
I think it's mainly working on my fitness, in terms of making me fitter, in terms of running all the way to our defensive 18, all the way up to our attacking 18. It's not my favorite thing, but I'll do it for the team if it needs to happen, and obviously it needs to happen, so yeah.
Some extra time on the bike, the treadmill, that kind of thing, or?
Honestly, I bought a bike and I've been biking, so maybe that could be it too. I don't know.
Nice and easy, right?
Lit. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Congratulations on the goals.
Thank you so much. You guys are awesome.
Get back out to a fan outside, so we wanted to keep it short.
Thank you.
Same thing. 2 questions and a follow-up.
Obviously, you focus on your team a lot, but when you watch a performance like Barbara Banda had tonight, hat trick in the first half, does it kind of make you wish a little bit like, I wish we had her on our team too?
Who doesn't? No, I mean, it's very special to be playing against these kind of players. From a tactical coaching point of view, you want to adapt. You want to make sure you're getting those kind of players out of the game. Same with Martha, like when they're on the pitch, they just make a difference. So it's finding the way to get them out of the game. But just discussing it with the staff, if you get too narrow, she's going to turn around you. If you stay too far away, she's going to run past you. If you go into a 1v1, she's stronger. So it's really, I think that just killed us, that killed the momentum, because I really thought we had a good momentum. We're actually doing a really good job. But obviously, when you have that quality and you make these kind of mistakes against players like Banda, you know they're going to score on you. And I think that was just the biggest difference for us. Like, obviously, we know that if we make these mistakes, team's going to score on us. But I don't think there are many or as many efficient players as Banda in this league. So it's kind of the balance of tonight.
We talked with Claudia a bit about the reaction after the second and third goals, and she mentioned a lack of concentration with the team. Is that something that you're kind of seeing, and how do you go about fixing a lack of concentration during a game?
It is definitely a lack of concentration. Otherwise, you don't get scored on twice in 30, 45 seconds. So it's a lack of concentration. It's also just the position where you're in. You know, it's hard to score goals for us. So obviously, when you concede a goal, at that point you're thinking about not conceding another goal. And I think that was what we were lacking. Even on the kickoff, Mandy boots it long, and you see that we're not going into the challenge because we're anticipating on second balls being played towards our side instead of just moving forward and going for the 1v1. I think that's just something we'll get better at. But I told the girls as well, I was really proud of them, of the performance of tonight, but also of the one of last week. And I think there is a positive trend, and that's the one we have to be chasing for the next few weeks as well.
Coach, beyond the 2 goals and what we're seeing on the pitch, what are you seeing in Brecken's development just week to week?
Yeah, I think Brecken has learned the exact timing of when to run, and then you see that she's not only fast, but she's also really good in getting in behind. I think that was something that we worked on. We worked on with her, but she worked on last season as well. It's just the understanding of when to actually start running, and she did it twice in a very, very smart and a good way. And then we're finding her, and I think we just narrowed down the last few weeks. We made it very simple for them. If this player is on the ball, you got to be running. So the second or the 1 second before she gets on the ball, our players are running already, which just allows us to get in behind easier than we were doing in the previous week. So I think Brecken has been great to us. I also think we just took a lot away from her, rules, tactical stuff. It was just look, if A, B, or C touches the ball, you just start running, and they'll deliver. I think they did it, and I think Brecken also delivers.
It does feel like she's defending a little bit better, which I know is a little ironic for an attacking player, but she's getting back. She's playing kind of full length of the pitch. Maybe some of that is fitness involved as well with her?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's fitness and freshness. I think those 2 elements were definitely something we worked on the last 4 weeks. You cannot have as many injuries as we have and then keep on doing the same. Obviously, you have to realize something's going wrong. And I think we did a very good job in making a good analysis and making sure people are fresh on the pitch. Because I also think if you're able to perform or actually have a second half like we did today against, in my opinion, and I said it last week as well, the best team in the league, I think that's good. From a physical point of view, from a mentality point of view, I think we really gave them a hard time in the first and second half. I think that's just really, really important for us that we take the positives out of this. Looking at games against Louisville, Gotham, and Seattle, those are games we have to do the same, and then we'll be successful.
Coach, the team's goal production has improved. 3 goals last week, 1 today, but the team is still falling short when it comes to wins. What do you think is the reason why the team is going through this moment?
Oh, I would say Ashley Hedge, Krabetun, Barbara Banda. I think that's just what's at this point in these 2 last games is just the difference. Is those star players on the opponent team that's giving us a very hard time, and I think not all the teams have these kind of players that can make a switch within 10 seconds, and I think we're good from a collective point of view, in my opinion. I think if you just look at the collective, the way of playing, finding the passes, I think we've been finding Claudia almost every time in our build-up. Same with Tejada, we find them in the midfield, we can move forward. There are not a lot of teams that are able to do that. And then obviously when an opponent's team has the 1 or 2 players that can make a difference, that's just what we're missing at the minute. The 1 or 2, maybe just 1 player that can make a difference within a flash of 10 seconds. And I think Ellie's growing towards her better game, because I think everyone is expecting this from Ellie on our side. But we also have to be honest, she's been 500 days in this league in total, whilst these kind of players I don't have to explain how many years Marta has been playing. I don't have to explain how many years Ashley Hatch has been playing. But that's just a difference at the minute. I will get there. It's just about time and making sure they are developing on a weekly basis.
Yeah, also the team is getting better on offensively. They are scoring. The team is scoring a lot of goals in the last 2 games, but offensively, its team is still kind of is the weakness of the team, I would say. But how are you working on to improve that and getting better? Also, you mentioned players like Ashley Hart and Banda in the last 2 games, but it's something that is happening in the whole season.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's been happening the whole season. I think what we did 3 weeks ago, before the games against Angel City, we went to a low block. We went to a medium block, just made everything very compact because we were struggling with the 2 midfielders and not being able to cover the whole distance with the 2 midfielders. So that's why at the minute we're just shorter. We're shorter on each other. And that's helping us as well. I think defensively, yes, we sometimes look shaky, but we look shaky mostly on balls that we give away ourselves. So if we can increase our offensive game by 5 or 10%, I'm 100% sure we'll have to defend less, and our defensive play is going to benefit from that as well. Because I think the positive part about being more offensively minded and finding more passes higher up on the pitch is also putting some players out of position when it comes to defensive transition. And if you just make analysis of all the goals we've conceded so far in the last 2 or 3 games, were all defensive transitions, all of them. I think that's just the reason, or like the back of it is just how we play and how we do. So I would just keep on working on the offensive part, and I'm 100% sure the defensive part will follow.
And also, can you give us an update of the players that are injured? A few of them are going to come back soon, or any?
Yeah, I think touching wood, and obviously it's like it's not my job, but like I think our medical staff is doing a very good job. But it's looking like against Louisville we'll have everyone available. Everyone that's not season-ending injury should be back. So I'm talking about Paige, I'm talking about Kale. They should be back with the team. So I think that's really promising. They should be available for 30 to 45 minutes. And again, like that's going to help us not only from a quality point of view, but also just from training point of view, from competition point of view, and just making sure everyone's really competitive at practice. And like nothing's guaranteed anymore. On no position on the pitch will not have a sub that can maybe do the same job or a better job than them. I think that's just going to drive competitiveness in the next 3 weeks, and that's what we're aiming for.
Thank you.
Good. All right. Good. Thank you.
Enjoy the break.